We'd like to Meimaidanchi field work. First, location of the Meimaidanchi. The Meimaidanchi is located about 15 kilometers from the city center of Kobe. About 3 kilometers north and south across Kobe town, Tarebiku, and Akashi city. About 1 kilometer east-west, about 197 hectares. History of the Meimaidanchi. In 1964,
I don't know. Okay, so I'll stop the presenting like this. Okay, so this is better. Here. Okay. Okay, this one is good. I don't know what the program become all black. There we go. It is here.
History of the Meimaidanchi. In 1964, the Meimaidanchi was born. This plan started as a pioneer of a new town in Hyogo Prefecture. In the new town, like Meimai, elements necessary for daily life such as wide roads, large parks, schools and supermarkets, government office, medical institutions are incorporated.
Many elderly people live in the Meimaidanchi. In the international definition, such as WHO, when the proportion of people over 65 is 21%, it is said to be a very aging society. Then, the aging rate of current Meimaidanchi is 41%. So there are quite a few elderly people in Meimaidanchi. From this result, the elderly people living alone continue to increase year by year. Recently, a lot of population mechanisms such as residents and NPOs as cafeterias and catering serving by resident volunteers. Town health center are born. This is trend of over 65 years old. Blue line is Meimaidanchi and purple line is average in Japan. Meanwhile, they started measure to utilize vacant houses or public housing and students share housing in Meimaidanchi. Students learn about regional issues and communities by practicing in community activities cheaply by living there, and young people get new stimulus and vitality by actually living in there. For elderly people in the areas, it is a good opportunity.
Now I will talk about Meimaidanchi policy. They want to create a better community, so they have 5 targets to do. want to make independent life, and the two point is resident life by a system under the management of the resident, and to promote sustainable and revitalization housing and town planning, and to promote a safety community. And now, Meimaidanchi have some benefit to provide to residents. It is to support children care housing and support for preventive environment, and support facilities for the elderly, and improvement living service.
Because Meimaidanchi like a Hong Kong estate, so that we find Hong Kong to compare. And then let me talk about the Hong Kong public housing history. In 1953, has a major fire destroyed the makeshift house of the refugee from the mainland China, and leaving more than 50,000 people homeless. Then in the 1954, the government immediately built two-story bungalow on the site to provide temporary shelter to the mainland people. After that, the government set up a fund for constructing multi-story resettlement building and appointed a commissioner for resettlement to coordinate the tax. Then, next to the 1971, the first public housing estate planted as a self-contained community. It came with shopping mall, school, bus terminal, and other community facilities. Then, let me talk about the Hong Kong public housing. Firstly, 1 of 3 people living in Hong Kong public housing. In Hong Kong, we have 243 public housing estates, and it is all around Hong Kong area, and you can find that anywhere. Because Meimaidanchi like a Hong Kong public estate, so we find similar population estate to compare. About the population, Meimaidanchi have 2,531 people, and Talong Estate have 90,000 people, but Meimaidanchi, the size area is 197 hectares. Reverse, Talong is the size just only 5.71 hectares. So this is very different. About the garden, Meimaidanchi also have a large. About the garden, they also have a large proportion. Meimaidanchi has 6 huge gardens, and Talong is just only 1. About the medical, Meimaidanchi has a hospital, but Talong is just only have a 1 clinic.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? All the people?
Yes.
Meimaidanchi has more than 1 hospital. You just saw 1 big one, yes. It has a lot of several small ones too.
Yes. But maybe in other estates. So, to sum up the information, although there are similar population, but they are different in place and facility. Yeah. Thank you. finally, we could there are some advantage and disadvantage in Meimaidanchi. Advantage: a big road passes through the center of the town. The danchi is close to the station. There are many apartments and many parks in one premises, and it is easy to live with families. And disadvantage: the aging rate is rising year by year. The population is decreasing, and there are many steep slopes. It is burdened by level. It finished.
Okay, very good.